Hello, and welcome to the Packing and Processing instructional video for Complete Dentures II course at New York City College of Technology. My name is Professor Galvis. Let's begin. In order to pack and process a complete denture, you will need the following items: tinfoil substitute, polyethylene sheets, heat cure acrylic in the form of polymer and monomer, a glass graduated cylinder and a plastic graduated cylinder, a glass or ceramic jar, a mixing spatula, and your flasks that have been boiled out and all wax eliminated. The first step to packing is preparation of flasks. In order to do so, we will make use of tinfoil substitute, also known as a sodium alginate solution. What this chemical does is it acts as a separating medium between the stone and acrylics. If the separating medium is not used, once the denture is processed, the acrylic will stick to the stone. This will require a lot of finishing in order to remove the stone from the acrylic surfaces. It should be noted that tinfoil substitute should not be applied to any tooth surfaces. If it is, just rub some monomer to remove the layer of tinfoil substitute. If not, the denture base will not bond to the teeth. While the tinfoil substitute is drying, you can measure out your acrylic. The average ratio is about 3 parts polymer to 1 part monomer. So that means if I'm using 30 cc's of polymer, I should be using 10 cc's of liquid. Once that first layer of tinfoil substitute has dried, you can then apply your second coat. Remember, try to stay away from any tooth surfaces. When mixing acrylic, it can take a while for the acrylic to reach the proper consistency in order to pack. So while your tinfoil substitute layer is drying, you can begin to mix your acrylic. Although manufacturers may supply you with a monomer to polymer ratio, these ratios might not give you the desired consistency for the acrylic, so at times you may need to add more monomer. Once you have achieved your desired consistency of acrylic, you can then place a cover over your glass or ceramic jar to prevent debris from getting inside your acrylic. When checking the consistency of your acrylic, it's important to notice when the acrylic no longer sticks to the walls of the glass or ceramic jar. Once the acrylic comes out easily, it can then be manipulated in your hands. Heat cure acrylic will usually go through the stages of liquidy, stringy, and then doughy. Once the acrylic has reached the doughy stage, it's ready to be pressed manually into the mold cavity of the flasks. When handling acrylics, it's important to wear the proper personal protective equipment. Can you spot what's missing in this video? Now it's time to begin trial packing. In order to do this, we need to make use of polyethylene sheets. This will allow us to open the flasks back up after they've been pressed. In this video, we will be making use of a manual press. During the first trial pack, the flasks should be closed until they are about 3 millimeters apart from metal to metal contact. The excess acrylic will squeeze out the sides of the flask. Once the initial trial pack has been completed, the flask can now be opened, the sheets removed, and all the flash of acrylic along the sides of the flask can be removed, including the tongue space on the lower. If not enough acrylic has been pressed, nothing will escape the flask. At that point, we should add more acrylic, place another polyethylene sheet, and perform another trial pack. The Air Force Manual suggests 3 trial packs before the final closure. Once the trial packs have been completed, it is now time for the final pack. During the final pack, there will be no polyethylene sheet between the flasks, and during the press, it should be metal-to-metal contact between the flasks. It should be noted that while using a hydraulic or pneumatic press, you should not exceed about 3,000 pounds per square inch of pressure. Once the final pack is completed, the flasks are then transferred to a carrier or compensating press. This will keep the flasks together when you put them into the curing unit and during polymerization. There is a long cure method and a short cure method to polymerizing acrylic. Long cure takes 8 hours and 160 degrees Fahrenheit, while the short cure is an hour and a half at 160 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 minutes at boiling.